Today was a weird workout. Um, Overall, in the past few weeks, I have had a lot of difficulty stringing together multiple workouts in a week. Um, Either I've been having difficulties just feeling rested, I haven't been sleeping well for the past 2 or 3 weeks. I was stressed and busy on Saturday trying to buy a house. I was sick on Sunday. It's just been something happening and trying to prevent this. And I have not had the most productive. I didn't really have a productive July at all, and it's kind of hard to work with that and get a consistent bit of momentum going. It just kind of makes me feel like I'm a little bit lost in my training right now because I can't get any sort of consistency going. I decided to just kind of go for it and try doing 225 on a 5x5 with the front squats today. And, it went a lot better than I would have expected it to. I know that I was on the fence of whether or not I'd be able to do 5 full sets. Turns out I was not, but I got a lot further than I thought I would have. In my head, I only envisioned myself being able to do 2, maybe 3 sets of the 5x5, but I was able to do 4 sets of 5 reps and get a fourth rep or a fifth set of 4 reps in. And to be honest, the squats weren't half bad. The first 3 sets, super consistent. I tried to avoid as much lean as I could. That did happen towards later reps in the sets as I was starting to tire out. But I was able to really focus on activating my core and trying my best to keep the weight going, in terms of in moving with each rep, because I knew if I stopped halfway, I'd have to dump the weight, either stepping forwards into the safety bars or popping back and dropping it down to the ground in front of me. This fourth set was one where I contemplated, I only got 4 reps in this set. I was changing my rest periods. I did 2 minutes between the first and second and third sets, and 3 minutes between the third and the fourth. Probably not long enough. Obviously not long enough. I was only able to do 4 reps, and I really kind of fought to get that one up. My head came down, trying to keep focusing on keep my body upright. I was pretty gassed after that. And then took 5 minutes between that set and this fifth set to knock out 5 reps. And I just kind of told myself, hey, whatever you do, you do. We'll focus on getting the first rep and then go from there. That'll set the tone depending on how it goes. So went down, did my first rep. Pretty solid. I'm pretty upright. Not a whole lot of rounding. That one's pretty good too. And then here I'm like, okay, you did 2, you did 3. You did 3, take a second, catch your breath, do 4. Fight out 4. Head dipping a little bit, but I thought I've got the power, I've got the energy. Just give me a second to breathe and get that 5th rep. And to be honest, even though my head's kind of turning down, I fought to keep my upper body as upright as possible while trying to avoid any sort of rolling over with it. Kept my back straight and just got the weight up. But I was pretty gassed after that, to be honest. I gave myself a few minutes of rest and then decided I was going to try to hit some heavy deadlift singles. So I was going to warm up with the 135, 225, and 315 like I normally do, and then shoot for either a couple reps at 440 or give an attempt at a couple reps at 405, or give an attempt at a rep at 440. So I just kind of focused on making sure that mechanically my deadlift is moving the way it should be. Just making sure I set my hips, everything was moving where it should and moving together and not any sort of like sequential movement, which I know I'm prone to doing with the lift. But all of these are super clean. It has never stopped been, or like astounding to me how trivial 135 and 225 has become for me on deadlift. Something I can pull without any sort of effort or really kind of thought given to it. And even at the same vein, like 315, it's a pretty routine weight now at this point. I don't have to give too much thought to it. I can just pick it up and pull it. But you can tell these are a little bit, there's a little bit of slowness to those. I was pretty tired. My quads were pretty tired from doing the front squats. So I tried doing 405. Couldn't budge the bar when trying to pull it raw, so that was not going to happen. I thought, hey, I still feel like I got a lot of energy, but I could tell my quads were a limiting factor. Let me give myself a little bit more leeway so I can really try to force that weight up. I'll just shoot for 405 and then maybe do a second single afterwards and call it good after I get it up. So got my figure eights on, get myself in the position, got down, and I couldn't budge it. My legs, my quads in particular, were so tired. And I know that this is predominant, your deadlift is a hamstring dominant movement, but man, my legs they were just spent. I couldn't do it. So moved over to dumbbell presses, 40 pounds, 4 sets of 12. Got through 3 sets at 12, reps. The third set was a little bit of a fight to get through. The fourth set, I got to 10 this time, so I'm getting closer to being able to do the full 12 reps. Hopefully I'll be able to hit it on Thursday, or if not on Saturday. But just want to get some consistency built up with those so I can slowly work on building a bit more chest work in that's not bench press, but am getting some sort of work with. So, I mentioned I feel like I have like a bit of loss of direction, and I think it's kind of a consequence of like hitting my goal on deadlifts, with moving 500 pounds off the ground on a trap bar. I did it. That's been accomplished. That's, something I can etch in, say that I've done once in my life. And now I'm kind of in this transitory period. I'm trying to figure out what exactly I want to do next. I just did my front squats, so I'm really kind of at a point where I feel good with those. I know I did say I wanted to try to hit a 300-pound front squat, or even a 330, 150 kilos as like a strong benchmark. So maybe I'll focus on doing a few singles on Thursday and Saturday with those, kind of back off a little bit and give my legs some time to relax, just because it's a taxing movement for me. And honestly, it was taxing my biceps too, trying to stabilize that weight while I was holding it. So that's something to keep an eye out with. I just need to kind of figure out what I want to do next, because I function best with my exercising when I have a goal. It's hard for me to say, I'm going to just do squat, bench, deadlift and just do them and maintain. I want to be able to look at something and say, I'm going to attain that. And I really don't know what I'm wanting right now. I know I have my lifetime goals, things I want to hit in terms of my lifts are like a 440 pound squat, 250 pound bench, and even then I still need to hit a 400 pound squat, still need to hit 225 pound bench. So those are good goals to aim for. But man, right now, it's just kind of hard to focus on this and really kind of make myself get through and like look at an end goal. I'm just so focused on trying to purchase a house right now that it's hard to divide my attention when I have to spend so much time thinking about, the logistics of it, how I need to coordinate, with my agent and like get things lined up. It's hard to focus, and it's hard to really kind of dial in exactly the way that I need to with this. And it's ironic too, because I know that if I'm consistent with my workouts and exercising, it'll give me time to not have to worry about other things and just focus on working out and improving that. So I just need to kind of bite the bullet and really just get into it and work through it. So I don't know if I want to focus on my squats next or my bench next. But I know whichever one I want to pick, I'm definitely going to start going for. And I've been saying this for a while. It's been a few weeks of me trying to figure out exactly what I want to do and how I want to approach this. It's difficult. I know that I am still trying to improve my conventional deadlift. That's something that I can do kind of like on the not necessarily like on the back burner, but it's like not the prime focus, and improve that lift. But I might just need to take some time off of deadlifting super heavy. And kind of reduce the frequency just a little bit. Not in the sense of like, oh, I'm not going to do it 3 times a week. That's just going to stay as part of my regimen because that's what it is. But maybe, just do a few rushes up to a few singles and just kind of call it good instead of trying to do sets after sets after sets. But at the same time, I almost feel like I need to do the repetition work, the rep work, just because I lost the capacity that I had for doing endurance. So I need to build up something. And I just hard to focus on what I want to do and what I need to do. So hopefully I can focus better on this once I get, housing figured out and able to kind of move on from there. But you wouldn't, for something that you're not having to do work on with every single day, it's surprising how much of your attention it takes. And you've only got so much attention that you can give to everything in your life, and you really got to pick and choose how you're distributing that, as you're going about your day. And I just gotta figure it out, like everything else in my life. Just gotta work on it and figure out how to apportion that appropriately.